one of my previous jobs, okay, we had this guy, and he came up to us. I got this great idea to make things work better in the office, but this boss, when I talk to him, he doesn't listen to me. Okay, he doesn't respect. He's just, he's very stubborn. He's very this, he's very that.
Yeah.
So I asked him, what's the idea? And he went on a 15-minute diatribe about everything. I don't blame your boss. I don't understand what you're trying to say.
He went around the merry-go-round 300 times.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he didn't even get on the merry-go-round. He was hopping off the train of thought that never left the station. So
and sometimes people do talk that way when they go down the track and then they get off on a tangent and then they go on a tangent's tangent.
Yeah.
And they don't know where they started.
This guy, when he gets excited, he stammers.
Oh dear.
And so it's like, I actually have no idea what you're talking about. And he was there blaming his bosses for not listening to him.
His bosses got no time.
He got no time. So that's why if you want to influence, you have to communicate very effectively.
Yeah.
And I think that is important as well. There was a very good book, The Culture Map, by I can't remember her name, because different cultures also respond differently to different cues.
Exactly. And I've got a story on that. One of my clients, she was describing her experience in the North. So in North Asia, she was doing some work.
Okay.
And at the time when it's still very acceptable for them to be smoking.
Oh.
So there was a lot of smoking and drinking. And she decided, and again, that culture is very patriarchal. So, and as she's a woman, and so she said that she had a little misstep because she said, very well-meaning and saying that smoking's not good for your health.
Wait. Was she working?
Shut down. Yeah. She works at the same company.
Oh.
So her colleagues just shut down.
Wait, but it's not a tobacco company, right?
No.
It's like
No.
you can join it.
So
By
it
the way,
was
guys,
it was a well-meaning comment because in Singapore we tend to frown on smoking. We try to control it in public anyway.
That was not the wisest thing to do.
So she said she made a comment and she realized right away that it was the wrong thing. You can't take it back.
Yeah, the horses have
after
left
you
the barn.
say something. So you've got to be not just clear, but do the homework on the cultural nuances.
No, but that's not about cultural. That's a stupid thing to say. Sorry.
I don't know. I would say it to someone in Singapore, especially if that person was younger, and go like, you do realize that this is not a good habit. It's also the tone of voice and maybe the choice of language.
That's true.
But yeah, I watched enough people die from like lung, lung issues.
I like what you said about tone of voice because that matters as well.
It matters greatly.
Yeah, and the tone of voice also sometimes translates on email.
Yeah, especially if you sound like you're preaching. You got to watch the preachy tones.
I had a client 2 weeks back, and she wrote an email to the team, which the team found offensive. And I said, what? Show it to me. There was bold. There was caps.
No.
And some words were highlighted and in color.
Oh no.
And I said, what? Who edited your email? What? The rainbow unicorn or something? It's like, come on.
No, it's a ransom note that was going to be planted under a tree.
That's just terrible. I said, no wonder your team's not listening to you. They get offended because you're not coming
on the
through.
note on that same note, in my younger days, we had a team leader who would write these passive-aggressive emails about arriving on time. It's not, come on, we're all adults here. So anyway, what's your tone? It doesn't matter what you say. Sometimes it's how you say it as well.
That's true.
So
I always say that, and I only learn that because that's what my wife tells me all the time.
Yeah.
What did I say?
I can imagine.
No, it's your tone. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. But it's like, stop shouting at me. My wife would say, I'm not shouting at you.
Actually, I say the same thing. I say the same thing to my husband. Same. He doesn't realize it. He didn't think that his voice was...
But we are not shouting. It's just that our tone sounds a bit harsh. It just goes up one octave.
Yes.
And suddenly it's shouting to the other party. So once again, you have to watch your tone of voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking to your spouse, to your wives.
So that's major influencing without authority, and I'm sure it gave you a lot of practice.
No, my experience of influencing without authority comes mostly from my kids. Because you think you have authority,
them,
but you don't. You try convincing them to.
It's quite funny.
Yeah, it's not. Trust me, you think that, no, eat your dinner. No.
Yeah, so you have to speak the Gen Z language. So do you understand all the latest buzzwords that they're using?
No. I think my kids are beyond Gen Z actually. They are.
No, they're Gen Zers.
Gen Zers?
Yeah, Gen
Okay.
Zers.
To your point, I think you have to speak a language which the people you are influencing speak and understand as well. So,
Yeah.
so that's something, and it complicates things even more when you're influencing individuals of a different generational culture.
Yep.
You know, because they're going to look at you and go, okay, boomer.
Yep.
Then you're just biting your tongue to
Yep.
explain that
Yep.
there's a difference between Gen X and boomer, you idiot. Okay?
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
cannot tell them that because
No.
they're idiots.
Yeah.
So, but you can't tell them that either. So, yeah, so you get what I mean. So you have to communicate in the language.
Yeah, it gets very complicated because not just of the cultural differences, but in any work environment right now, there are people from different generations. And so you'd use a different language for someone who's older.
Yeah.
You would use a different language if you're talking to a millennial. And then, of course, the Gen Zers are now entering the workforce. They're in their early
and
20s.
you overlay that with different cultures. You try
Yeah.
speaking to a Japanese
And then
versus
there's the gender issues as well.
yeah. So okay,
Because we're all very woke now.
so it gets complicated. So
And then we can't
if-
tell if they're non-binary sometimes. So,
So if you're stuck,
wow.
just circle back to us. We do offer coaching advice on an ad hoc basis. You can email us and we can send you a link to our career clinic. It's a 1 hour call which you can just dial into, get the questions clarified, and we are always happy to be here to answer your questions and provide you a different perspective when it comes to career challenges like that.
Yeah, and you're not alone in some of these challenges. They're very common.
They're very common.
They're very
And you'll be
common.
surprised how simple some solutions can be. Because sometimes the problem is not the people around you, it's you. And
Gee,
then they'll
I'm
give you some
sure-
tough love, wrap you on the knuckles.
Yeah. Usually the statement is, I don't understand my boss, or my boss hates me,
Yeah,
or
it's like the guy who
I
told you-
hate my boss.
The guy who can't communicate to his boss and he thinks his boss an idiot. So
yeah. Well, there you go.
there you go, right?